Hey everyone, it's Hazel West, and I'm going to do my March reading wrap up for you right now. I read 8 books and 1 graphic novel in March, which was actually way more than I thought I would because, like, halfway through the month I had only read like 3 books, but I kind of picked up at, on the later half of the month because I wasn't doing anything anymore. So, because I was busy like the first half of the month. So I was really happy with the books I did get to read though, because I think I read some really good books this month. And starting it off was probably one of my favorite reads of the year so far. A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab, the second book in the Darker Shade of Magic series. This was very good. I think, I don't know, it's almost really hard to review this one because I can't really say much of anything about it because it will give away spoilers. However, I will say this. Um, I loved Lila in the first book, but I think now she may possibly be my favorite character in this series. And that is high praise coming from me to say about any female character, just saying. I still love Kel, obviously, but I don't know. Lila was just totally awesome in this. Um, Kel's story was also really good. I think um now this book is like a lot thicker than the other one. Um I'm not going to say it actually suffered from it. I think it wasn't quite as action packed as the first one, but nor what did it really seem to drag because her writing style is just so good that it doesn't seem slow even if nothing. I mean, thinking back about this book now, not a lot actually happened like in the middle of it. Like, not really much happened at all until the very end, anyway. Um, and then it was like a huge cliffhanger that was like, are you kidding me? So many cliffhangers in books that came out this year so far. I don't know. It's like the authors all got together, and I'm apparently out of the loop because I didn't write a cliffhanger for anything. Um, but yeah, definitely very good. A couple of things. I don't know. I'm. I think I think I might have rated this 5 stars on Goodreads. It's almost 4.5 out of 5 because it's not quite as good as the first one. I didn't quite like it as much. However, I'm really looking forward to where the next one goes because I think it's going to be amazing. I kind of actually, I don't know. I really liked the twist. I can't say what it is. I can't even say anything really about it, but I really liked it. How she carried the story over from the last one. And, um, yeah. I don't know. I just have a hard time talking about this book. There were a couple things that I really wish she hadn't. I mean, because it's kind of like, it was stuff I could ignore in the first one because it was hardly mentioned, and then in this one it was just like, just a few scenes that I'm like, I just wish I could erase them. But, oh well, whatever. Apart from that, I really did like, Kel and Rye's brotherly relationship. It's just really nice. I liked it a lot. But yeah, overall, really good book, and I really can't wait for the next one because I think it's gonna be amazing. After that, I picked up the first Sisters Grimm book, The Fairy Tale Detectives by Michael Buckley. This is a reread, although I didn't hardly remember any of it. So it was almost not a reread, but technically it was. Anyway, I enjoyed rereading it. It was really funny because I remembered the first couple chapters, like what happened in the beginning, and then what happened at the end. But for some reason, I couldn't remember hardly anything that happened in the middle of this book. Um, but yeah, I enjoyed this so much. I give it 4 out of 5 stars. It's just they're such fun little reads, and I'm really looking forward to rereading this series again. I think I only read like the first 2 or 3 when they came out, and I didn't follow it after that for some reason. But definitely, I'm looking forward to continuing it. I really like Sabrina and Daphne's relationship, because I enjoy sister stories too. Not quite as much as brother stories, but when they're written well, I do enjoy sister stories as well. And Michael Buckley does that really well. It's kind of funny because I always think that female authors can never really write female characters in a way that I actually like them. Um, Sometimes it just, I don't know. It's like they're trying too hard. But anyway, I really like these a lot. They're very fun. And I love how they play off the old stories. And yeah, 4 out of 5 stars. I'm really looking forward to continuing reading the series again. After that, I finally picked up Steelheart by Brandon Sanderson, the first book in the Reckoners trilogy. And I am like reading this, I was like, why did it take me so long to read this book? It was so good. I rarely ever like superhero stories, like ever, because they're just so predictable. And the heroes are always so like invincible, and they're just too goody-goody or whatever. There's always problems that I have with it that makes me not like it very much. But this one was essentially, if I were to write a superhero story, this is what I would probably choose to write, something very similar to this. I really liked how essentially, I mean, I can't really say apart from like, well, I will say apart from like a couple choice characters, the people who have the magic powers were essentially evil. And I personally believe that if people really did have magic powers, that's probably where they'd end up, is on the dark side. Because absolute power corrupts absolutely. So, I really liked that. I liked how it almost took a really realistic approach. And it doesn't seem like a really dark book, but it actually kind of is. And Brandon Sanderson, the way he creates worlds is really amazing, because it's not like he throws a ton of info at you, but yet you feel like you're in this whole different place. And I think that's probably because he bases it off of our world, but it's not like the same in both the books that I've read by him. And adding to that, a cast of characters who you can actually like. Like, he has the perfect formula, is what I like to call it, of different characters. And I really like David. He was such a good protagonist and just really likable, and I loved how he could never come up with his little saying things. I can't remember what they're called now. But I really liked this one. I liked my one complaint, which isn't really a complaint, is just that when I started reading like the first few chapters, it almost had a very noir feel, like 1920s, 30s, black and white feel to it, and it kind of lost that over the time, but it's still very dark, dark feel to it. But yeah, I really liked all the characters, and Prof being the leader. I kind of actually, they almost reminded me of the crew in the show Leverage, which is one of my favorite shows, except instead of con man, they're vigilantes. And the other thing I really liked about this is that they had no qualms about killing the epics. Like, they're like, this is our job, we're gonna get it done. So I really appreciated that, because characters never do that. Like, good characters never actually get rid of the bad guy. Like, they're just so noble and whatever, and then the bad guy ends up killing a ton of people because of it. So they actually get the job done. Thank you guys. I did this 4 out of 5 stars.